What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily Rewind. This is where we go back a week and put 7 videos in one single video for you to watch, making your life easier and more complete. And we had a great week of tech news. We had a video leak showing off the AT&T variant of the Galaxy Fold. We get the release date of the Galaxy S10 5G. We have a new update for the Galaxy Buds and so much more, guys. Again, 7 days worth of news in one single video. Enjoy it. We'll see you in the next one. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the new Android Q and some navigation changes that possibly could be coming to everybody, especially the people that have Pixel phones and then maybe the other phones such as Samsung, LG, and Huawei and other Android phones as well. Let's talk about these navigational changes. They're kind of iPhone-like. This comes from the XDA developers website, and they went digging into the Android Q beta and they found the following. So if you swipe right on the pill, it now uses a more seamless transition animation when changing tasks. Now the pill, think of that as like the home button on what you have currently right now if you haven't ever used a Pixel phone. Swiping left on the navigation bar can now switch to the task you just left, so kind of like the back button. Swiping up on the pill goes home. That's very iPhone-like. Swiping up and holding on the pill shows the recent apps overview. Swiping up on the navigation bar while on the launcher now only shows the app drawer. That used to show like you'd swipe up and then it would show like recent apps and you have to swipe again and then you would see the app drawer. That's the way it currently is, but it looks like they may change that. And then lastly, swiping down anywhere on the homepage now brings down the notification panel. If you have a Galaxy phone, you know what that's all about. We've had that for years. So this is something to keep in mind, that the way you navigate on your phone at the bottom there, the back, the recent buttons and the home, and changing between apps, probably will change. Google's always looking to innovate and change and make things better, as did, Apple with their navigation system. People may like it, not like it, so this is gonna be the same thing. You may like it, not like it, but Android Q officially, again, will be out towards the end of this year. And then people that have other phones that are not Google phones most likely will get it in late or early 2020. And the last story of the day is there's a new March update rolling out to Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus users that are gonna bring it more in line with the Galaxy S10, at least the camera app anyway. So as you can see, this update right here, the performance of the front camera has improved. It says 68-degree angle of view is the default when taking a selfie. So by default, if you remember from the past, you probably had a fairly wide angle to take a selfie. It's now been narrowed slightly. You still have that wider angle if you need it, but now will come with a 68-degree view, so it's kind of similar to what you get on other phones, and that'll be the default. And if you want to change it, there's a little button at the bottom you can press. Speed of changing the camera mode has been optimized, so a little bit of speed increase right there. Improved stability of Wi-Fi, messages, contacts, and the video editor have all been improved, and then the security of your device has also been improved. So there you go, a very nice little update there for the S9, S9 Plus, camera improvements, and then overall improvements for some other apps and features as well. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Pixel phones that are going to be mid-tier devices. We talked about these back in November of last year, and XDA has unearthed some new information about these devices, and it's basically about the names. So the names of these devices, once they're released, are going to be the Pixel 3a and the Pixel 3a XL. Again, mid-tier devices. The processors in these should be like Snapdragon 660s or 670s, something like that. As for screen displays, they're gonna have 5.6-inch display and a 6.0-inch display. They will have headphone jacks, USB-C, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, the same cameras that are on the 3 and 3XL currently. Again, headphone jack and extra things as well. Again, we don't have an exact date of when this come out, but I would assume they'd come out fairly soon, especially since the 3 and 3XL have been out for months at this point. Yesterday, Apple released two new updated iPads, the iPad Air and the iPad Mini. They updated the specs inside, not really the design, so you're gonna get that same home button and design overall, 2 speakers instead of 4. Prices start off at $399, so they're not the most well-priced ones. They still have a tablet that's like $250. That does most of the other stuff, except these ones have an A12 processor inside, which is their latest processor on their phone, so that matches what they have in these new iPads. So if you're interested in the iPads, they are listed down below. You can pick them up now. And our last story of the day is a real life video of the Samsung Galaxy Fold. So if you've been wanting to see this phone, not just in Samsung promotional videos, you've been wanting it to see like in a real life video, there is a video floating around right now on YouTube showing off this device when it's closed, when it's open. It's a couple minutes. It's definitely worth checking out. And again, it shows off the phone. It's the AT&T variant of this phone, showing off, you know, that the model number. It shows off him just, you know, going through the operating system ever so slightly. It's not hugely in depth, but it's definitely really cool to see, and it gives you an idea. Maybe do you want to purchase it? Do you not? To me, just looking at it, it kind of feels like the screen is large, but then I see his hand next to it and it doesn't look that large. I don't know. I'm very interested to try out this device to see how it feels. I mean, it's just, it's a tablet, it's a phone, but it's a small tablet at that. And the phone screen sizes are really big right now. We're at 6.4 currently with the S10 Plus. There's also a 6.7 inch coming out. That Galaxy Fold is only 7.3 when it's completely wide open, 4.6 when it's closed up. And then when it's closed up, it looks a little bit weird and thick if you see it from the side, because he shows it off from the side. But still, I kind of on the border if I really want to get it or not, especially with the price being close to $2,000. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is if you have a Galaxy S10e, S10, or S10 Plus, there is a app out there that'll help you with wallpapers. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, I showed you a Reddit thread. I did a video on it. Maybe you didn't see it, maybe you did. And what it did is it showed you a Reddit thread, like I said, that would give you different wallpapers that would hide the notch on the Galaxy S10 Plus, so that, you know, you wouldn't have that little, you know, cutout on the camera. I shouldn't say notch, but the little cutout for the camera, it hid that within the wallpaper. Well, now there's an app for it, and the app is called Hidey-Hole for the Galaxy S10 series. I will link it down below, but it's a pretty cool app. It basically brings you back to a lot of those Reddit threads that show different wallpapers, but it's a one-stop shop. It's an app. It's gonna make your life easier, so check it out. I'm already impressed with it. I found a cool one. It's a PlayStation one, which I like PlayStation, but I'm not like, I don't want it all over my phone, and it has a little logo for it, but otherwise I kind of like it. It has like a colored all around the phone, and it has the camera colored around. It's a really cool looking wallpaper. Check it out, guys. It's free and it's linked below. Next up, Apple has announced new Apple Airpods, and they're gonna be priced exactly the same at $159 with no wireless charging. But if you want wireless charging, you can pick up the case for an extra $75, or you can purchase the new AirPods and the new wireless charging case for $199. So a little bit more than the normal if you want the wireless charging, but they do bring some updated features, but not a new design. And those features are a new H1 chip in the new Apple Airpods, which enable 2 times faster connection to the iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, and Mac, and enables up to 1.5 times faster connection time for phone calls and 30% lower gaming latency. It also comes with hands-free Siri. You also can do 3 hours of talk time per charge compared to 2 on the last generation. Battery life figures remain the same with up to 5 hours of listening time per charge and 24 hours of total battery life with the case. So it's not a huge upgrade for Apple. I'm kind of surprised. They still only come in white. I would have expected maybe the battery life to get a little bit better, maybe some new features. I don't know, it's very disappointing. Apple continually has good running products, but it doesn't feel like they're innovating and doing new amazing things like a lot of the rest of their competition is doing. And the last story of the day is a really cool one and one I'm kind of excited about, and it's called Google Stadia. And what it is, in just simple terms, it's streaming gaming from basically any device. So when I say any device, I'm talking PCs, Macs, laptops, phones, tablets, and you're basically streaming the game from a central server, which isn't anything new. GeForce Now did it. I know other companies have done this before as well, but they don't usually have it from any single device. This is any device, and it goes up to 4K at 60 frames per second, and it'll be able to do 8K gaming as well in the future. Some other cool technical aspects of this are that it boasts 10.7 GPU teraflops. Now, the PS4 Pro does 4.2, Xbox One does 6, so this is a fairly big jump. You can be watching a video, for instance, this is an example they give on YouTube, and then there might be the availability to play the game. You hit go, and within 5 seconds, you can be playing that game. They also showed off the Google Stadia controller, which looks a lot like an Xbox One controller. No pricing. The availability will be 2019. They didn't give an exact time, but 2019. But it looks like a really cool thing. Obviously, you're probably gonna have to pay for games. I don't know if there's gonna be a subscription price for this. There's a lot of questions still to be answered, but regardless, just on a technical aspect thing to it, it looks amazing, and it seems like it's going to be a big hit for the future of gaming. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Samsung Galaxy Buds, and there is a new update that was pushed out starting yesterday, and it fixes some things. The things that it fixes, as you can see right here, are stabilizes the Bluetooth connection through added fixes. So I don't know if it was my headphones or my phone, but lately, for some reason, my Samsung Galaxy Buds have been cutting out with the Bluetooth, so hopefully this fixes that. Also, it fixes incorrect earbud battery level indicators, so if you've been seeing wrong battery indicators with your earbuds, that now has been fixed. And fixed ambient sound menu display error, which I didn't get, but it has fixed that as well, which is great news. So if you have these earbuds, definitely go into the app itself, the Galaxy Wear app, and do the update, and it'll take probably 5 minutes and you'll be done, and it should have these fixes installed for you. And the last story of the day is about the Galaxy S10 5G. Now you're looking at this phone. It was supposed to launch at the end of March. It's been pushed out now until April. So the official release date for the Galaxy S10 5G, at least in South Korea, is April 5th. And I know the South Korean government wanted to get the 5G network running on their country first with a phone that's gonna launch there first. So that's why it's gonna end up launching there first then here in America. So S10 5G, South Korea 5G. You do get some amazing things with it, such as you get the Samsung Galaxy Buds for free. That's a nice little add-on, which we got as well here. You also get a wireless charger, which is, again, a nice little add-on. And then you get a 50% discount replacing the phone's display in the first year. So if you break the display, you only have to pay 50% of that cost, and that would be in the first year. The other thing to know about the phone is that there's no pre-order, which is kind of different. I don't know why they're doing that, but there's no pre-order, at least in Korea. In America, you're looking at Verizon probably launching the phone April 11th or shortly after. The reason being, that's when Verizon launches their 5G network, is April 11th. So it's about a week later. Makes sense. Samsung's obviously from South Korea, and obviously South Korea wanted to get their 5G network running before America does, being the first country in the world. So at this point, I would go with, and more information will probably come out about this, is that Galaxy S10 5G in America on April 11th on the Verizon network, because it's going to launch on Verizon first. And then as for free stuff, you're probably looking at Galaxy Buds again. I don't know, but if you'll get a free charger or anything else like that, like Korea does, but that's what we're looking at so far for the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G. Remember, it has a 6.7-inch display, 4 cameras on the back, 2 on the front, 5G networking. Let's get into the news. As you can see, I am doing my show from my phone right now with the Galaxy S10 Plus with the wide angle camera. I needed to get the video out. All of my batteries for my cameras are dead. I forgot to charge them, really bad. And I just wanted to get this out for you guys. So the first story of the day is Apple AirPower. Now, Apple AirPower is coming out, and it's finally, the rumored release date is the end of March. this has been something that has been going on for a very, very long time. For over a year, I believe it has been. And finally it coming out at this point at the end of March is a pretty big deal, even though it's literally only a wireless charger that can charge up to, I think it's like 3 devices. So it's not even a crazy device. You would think it was some device that could do a million things, and it's not like that. So at this point, if you're into Apple products and you want a wireless charger, even though it'll wirelessly charge any device, this is coming out. The rumored release date is the end of March. So you get 10 more days, Apple, to get this device out. Let's see if they do. Next up, we're finally getting some benchmarks for the Samsung Galaxy F phone. The score is 3418 on the single core and 9703 on the multi-core score. You can see that this is the global version, and it's going to use a Qualcomm chip. Usually with the global phones, Samsung elects to use their own chip with the Exynos, but this will use a Qualcomm chip, the 7 nanometer. I'm not sure if it's not gonna be the 855, it's gonna be like a variant of that, based off that. Also, you can see 12 gigabytes of RAM with this phone as well from the photo. And it's gonna have 8 cores, 1 processor, and the speed 1.78 is the base frequency. So if you're getting this phone, you're gonna get a Qualcomm chip, not an Exynos, and that's for everybody across the world. And one other thing to know about the Galaxy foldable phone is that it will come with a crease in the middle eventually, if not right off the bat, just because of the type of screen it is. It's foldable, so you will see the crease in the middle. And the last story of the day is the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G, which we spoke about yesterday, about it coming out very, very soon, like the beginning of April. It looks like it has passed the United States for their Wi-Fi certification, so that means it's just around the corner, and that's great news if, again, you're gonna hold out and get this phone. It will be on Verizon first, so if you're gonna get it, you're gonna have to get on Verizon first, which is kind of a bummer, I guess, in one regard, because if you're not with Verizon, then you're gonna have to wait even longer for the phone. Other than that, though, think about this, what you're gonna get with the phone. You're gonna get a 6.7-inch dynamic Infinity O display with a time-of-flight 3D depth sensor in both the front and rear cameras for advanced augmented reality apps, ultrasonic in-display fingerprint, wireless power share, 4,500 milliamp battery, 25 watt charging, super fast charging at that. And then obviously you get the 5G networking, and it'll come in the colors of prismatic silver and Titan gray. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the 2019 iPhones that are going to be coming out later this year and what they're going to include. And they're going to include something that has been with Android phones for, if I can remember correctly, maybe 5+ years at this point. And this is going to be the very first year that iPhone is doing this, and it is a fast charger. Now looks like they're going to include a fast charger in the box with the 2019 iPhones that are released later this year. It'll be an 18-watt fast charger, USB-C on one end. The USB-C will plug directly into the charging brick, and then Lightning on the other end, which will plug directly into the iPhone. This is kind of a disappointment, and I say that obviously this is years later that they're going to include a fast charger with the phone. That's one disappointment, but the bigger disappointment I think in all of this is that Apple looks to be still using the Lightning port on the phone rather than USB-C. Almost every device that you can buy at this point, especially if it's a popular device, is USB-C. I have, on a regular basis, I think I have one device that still is micro USB, and that is my Bose QC35 2 headphones. I wish those were USB-C. Other than that, everything is USB-C for me. My laptop is, my phones are, my tablets, my other headphones, which are my Galaxy Buds, are all USB-C. So that's what you're looking forward to on the 2019 iPhones. Sure, you're getting a fast charger most likely, but it's still Lightning. Another story about Apple here is that Apple does have a press conference on Monday where they're looking to announce not only their own video service that's going to allow for another like streaming, kind of like almost like Netflix, but their own take on it that's built like directly into the Apple TV ecosystem, so you don't really have to dive into apps and things like that. They're also looking to have their own news service where you'll pay like, $10 a month, and you can have a dedicated news app that gives you access to like the Wall Street Journal and Washington Post and things like that. Well, it looks like they might also have a Netflix for games, and that being that you would pay $10 a month or so and be able to play, AAA titles right on your device. They're not going to be streaming like Google Stadia is, like we talked earlier in the week, but this would be you download the app, but you don't have to pay for it. It's just built into that $10 per month. I don't think this is a bad idea, actually. If you're a gamer on your device, your phone, and you don't want to have to spend, $5, $10, $15, $20 per game, and you can just pay $10 a month, play it as much as you want, and then move on to the next title and still play $10. I think it's a good idea. I would like to see this come out across the board for everybody, for everywhere. So if you're looking to get this it's a rumor right now. Bloomberg is coming out and saying this might come out on Monday with Apple's big announcement. And our last story of the day is about the official Samsung Galaxy Fold leather case from Samsung. The price of it, you're gonna be like, your eyes are gonna burst. So most cases, if are like an expensive case is generally like what, $50? That's like a really expensive case for a phone or a tablet. The cost of the official leather case for the Galaxy Fold from Samsung, $135. Boom, got crazy expensive, ridiculous amount. And now this was leaked on the Swiss Samsung official page, showing this for $135. It doesn't show a photo of like the actual what the case is going to look like. It does say it's a leather case, official, again on the official Samsung page, but $135 is freaking nuts. Like, you've got to be pretty crazy to spend that amount of money for a case. That is your question of the day. Would you ever, in your right mind, can you ever conceive of spending $135 on a case? Let's get into the news. The first and only story of the day is about the Galaxy S10 Plus and what it's going to be doing tomorrow, aka Monday, March 25th. This is a tweet from the Jimmy Fallon show, Fallon Tonight. Be sure to tune in on Monday, March 25th for an entire show captured with Galaxy S10 Plus in partnership with Samsung. Jimmy's filming all over the city and might just go to a bar with the notorious MMA, that is Conor McGregor. It's pretty big, right? The whole entire show is going to be recorded on a Galaxy S10 Plus. I'd be curious to watch this show. So again, it's gonna happen tomorrow night. I don't know if most of you will be up, because by the time it airs, it's like really, really late. But regardless, you can definitely watch this on demand on Hulu or capture clips for sure on YouTube once it does go up and on demand. And again, I'm gonna be interested to see how it looks. I'm assuming they're probably gonna edit the crap out of it to make sure it looks great. Obviously, the microphones, they're not going to use the microphones from the phone. It just would sound awful compared to what they have. Their microphones are probably tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars that they use. So they're going to obviously make this thing look great. They're going to record it on a Galaxy S10 Plus, but then they're going to edit it and color grade it. And then they're going to use different microphones, obviously, as well. So again, we'll definitely, if you want to check this out, Jimmy Fallon should be, I guess, tonight by the time this show, or tonight or tomorrow, whatever. It'll be on the 25th of March around midnight. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. Question out to you guys is, when you record videos with your phone, what are you generally filming? For me, it's usually my son at this point in my life. What do you guys film with your phones? Thanks for watching. See you down the road. Peace.